finally quit my job without having anything lined up. I've been wanting to quit since the summer, saved up enough for 1-2 years. My job was draining my mental health. Now that I finally quit, I feel really relieved, but I never had really any particular interest in anything. How can I know what I want to do or which field to go in? Not sure how soon you want to get back into a job, but look up transferable skills. Think of all the different things you've done too. See if there's anything in what you have that stands out and go from there. Having the time off to really do anything and reflect is freaking awesome. I hope the best in your journey. I did the same. Made a list and researched some jobs I was interested in. I'm trying a different sector but found my people skills and hospital work totally different department really helped in getting the job I have now. Not sure if I'll keep with this, but getting to see what nursing staff does gives me more to think on too. Thanks. I plan on taking like a month or 2 break but still want to learn during that time. First off, decompress for a short time. If COVID-19 wasn't a thing, I'd say become a volunteer soon after, but I'm not sure how likely that is possible. In any event, don't think of it as a zero-sum game. There's no wrong or right to the path you choose. The path. No wrong, right. Or to The only wrong thing is if you stay with a job that's toxic to you for too long, and any path you take will build your knowledge. My only clear advice is don't sit idle too long and be willing to make wrong decisions if that's what they turn out to be, and be willing to change course quickly when you find something isn't working out. Thanks. I plan on taking like a month or 2 off. You were able to save up enough for 1-2 years in 6 months. Whatever field you were in sounds pretty lucrative. I actually saved up for the last 6-7 years, putting aside a bit every month. I don't want to blow through my savings either, but I needed to leave that place. I've just been thinking about quitting for 6 months, and then I finally did it. Most likely started saving before deciding they wanted to quit 6 months ago. I'm in the same boat. Replied to another person just this week about it. Are you me? I just posted this on Wednesday to an obscene amount of unexpected upvotes and engagement. Haha. Check my post history if you'd like for some other answers to this. I feel like the weight of the world has gotten off my shoulders. I already had 2 really good interviews, one of which already booked a 2nd round. I also have about a year of savings I can burn through to fund my job search. If you were confused about your field, maybe start with companies you would like to work for and see if they have the jobs available that interest you. I, for example, used to hate sales, but after working in software product department for 2 years and getting a lot of experience and confidence and directly having to do sales anyway, whether it was doing product demos, client meetings, or just strategizing with the leadership team, I feel I would gladly give sales another try since it is too lucrative. Best of luck to you. Oh, that's nice, and thanks for the advice. All I know is I probably want an office-type job. I'm in the same boat. You get attached to the thought that your job is who you are, and then when you re-out you feel like you have no identity. I know this isn't true, and I'm working on it. After a couple of decades of just droning on it, is not as easy to just turn the page. Some question for you to consider. What was your job before? What aspect do you not like from doing it? What type of work would you think best suit for you? I'm in a kind of similar boat until I realized that COVID pandemic was really fucking up the whole job and career exploration type of thing. COVID is making everything more difficult. You could take some time for now to evaluate what you enjoyed, try different things out. You may. Man, I wish I had your courage. I am in a similar scenario. The mental beating I have to endure at the office regularly is starting to take its toll. I have multiple years runway of funds, but cannot seem to get the balls up to say I'm done. Good on you, and I wish you the very best of luck. Thanks. I was scared too of quitting, but I was done getting treated like trash. The dream of so many people. Be good to yourself first, then get back and grind. You can be a freelancer, work on Fiverr, You can do anything like coding, website designing, video and photo editing, and much more. Be your own boss and work on your own terms. Best wishes for your future. I'm in no way affiliated with this program, but powerful self-reflection can help make sense of the past, ground our present, and direct the future. Woohoo! Glad you did the right thing for yourself. Now you need to spend time to reflect on what you to do. Determine whether you want another job or start a business. Check out my page if you decide to find another job. I was in the same boat early this year before COVID. Just got new management who I hated, and thankfully they let me go once things started shutting down. I would suggest just looking at all the new job postings on Indeed, LinkedIn in your area and looking into the companies to see if they are doing something you are interested in. I found so many small companies doing things I was interested in that I would have never known about without looking every few days. Also enjoy some time off and relax a bit. Thanks. I need to rest a little. I tend to think too much. Take a week off and get your body restored. Then, think about what you really like to do. Think back to university. There has to be something that you are relatively interested in. Buy a journal and start writing in it. Maybe thoughts will come to you about something in particular. Oh, that might actually be a good idea. As someone who has never had a decent job, I don't think it was a good move, but should always put your mental health first. Just take a quick breather and get back to applying for jobs. Go back to school, get your training and certifications. Most jobs want experience, so you were probably better off doing unpaid internships. He has got 6-7 years experience. Why would he take an unpaid internship? Looking into doing similar myself. Very lucky in that I have savings and my partner has a decent, secure job. I've been saying I can't keep going on like this since last May. Like some other people said, take some time to sort yourself out if you can. Practice the shit out of self-care. Eat healthy and exercise. Make a list of the stuff you've enjoyed in previous jobs. Do you like talking to people? Is admin your jam? Applied to over 100 jobs until one ended up finding me. How could I even summarize the garbage I've put up with at my job the last 5 years? After deciding I was done tolerating the mistreatment from my manager, the gaslighting, failed promises of promotions, and growth abuse of power, I had decided to start applying to jobs in December of 2019. Once COVID hit, it seemed like I was never going to find anything. I applied to over 100 jobs and received countless rejections, which was super disheartening since I work in a specialized industry. I was feeling extremely bitter, thinking of how maybe I learned absolutely nothing of value at my current job that was going to help me find something better. Then, in October of 2020, I received a message from a recruiter that works for my company's competitor. After a great interview process, I had to take a required skill test for the role, which was the company's hardest one they've distributed yet. I aced it, surpassing all other applicants. They offered me an incredible salary and are extremely excited to have me join the company, seeing the skills I'm bringing to the table. I gave my notice at work, and I can't deny that I was elated to hear the total shock in my manager's voice. The point is, do not give up. Apply for everything. Broaden your search. If you don't think you were qualified, apply anyway. If you are doubting how great of a worker you are, stop. You are worthy of finding a job that will make you happy. Similar situation. I also started around the same time. I was actually about to get a job, and the next day the company freezed hiring, but I eventually got one. Pays 40 more, so you can imagine the underpay. My boss was also completely surprised. Granted, I usually keep a jovial demeanor, but everyone else knew I was ready to go, sending out applications in mass quantity. Since Deck 15. I've sent out 80. About to hop online and get back to it, gotten a few responses. But employers are leery of people who are relocating. Half those jobs are federal, so it is a long hiring process. I just got my first real job after escaping sex trafficking. Now I get to be exploited by capitalism instead of by pimps. But in all seriousness, I'm really thrilled, but also really nervous. I've been in the throes of sex work for much of my life, and I'm finally moving on. I struggle because I don't have much of a work history, and I can't explain why without telling them something I don't want them to know. But I managed to get hired by a restaurant. It's finally a new phase of my life. Good for you. I'm sure the freedom tastes much better working at a restaurant. Thank you. And that's good advice and pretty much what I did. I'm pretty young too, so I just said I never started working after high school because I had too much going on. Ye fascio. I actually did an ML a little bit ago talking about leaving that life behind. I can link that too, but I've mostly worked with a local organization, so it wouldn't be super useful to anyone out on my area. But you can always call the sex trafficking hotline at 1-888-373-7000, and they'll point you in the direction of whatever local organization is best for your situation. You don't have to tell anyone about that period of time, just say something vague about a family medical situation, and say you really don't want to talk about it if they press, which they shouldn't, as it is illegal in most places to ask about genetic information, which family medical history would be. Or, if you are comfortable with an outright lie, you can say you were a live-in caretaker for your grandparents. Nice and neat, and requires no additional information. I have a long stretch of time that I don't want to justify, too, and I use this sort of thing when I'm asked. This is awesome. You mentioned there are organizations that helped you. Way to go, and maybe it was a tongue-in-cheek joke. But I just want to say, don't let exploitation be your normal. You are a badass individual with as many rights and as much importance as the most confident, powerful person you can imagine. Good to know. Thank you. Continue this thread. You are becoming independent and will be, and to make a babe for yourself. Don't let anyone tell you that you don't deserve to be happy. Don't listen to the person recommending the Jordan Peterson book. That dude is toxic AF and the last person someone coming out of your situation should be reading. Congrats. Happy to know you can rebuild your life. Happy to know you can rebuild and you. At least now you get to choose what to do and when to walk out if you don't like it. Cool. Cheers to a new life. I think this job should be way better, lol. Congrats. When I worked in restaurants, I didn't know I would need to save money for taxes, since the taxes taken out of my paycheck, which was always $0, were not enough to cover taxes owed on reported tips. So be sure you do that so you aren't hit with a big tax bill that you can't pay next year if you re in the US at least. Bill that you use so big with it. You. I'm so glad you are safe and got out. I'm so sorry that you had to go through that, but know that at least one stranger on the internet me is proud of you and rooting for you. This warms and breaks my heart at the same time. I wish you all the strength and perseverance possible and pray the horrible people who did that to you were caught. Workers of the world unite. Thanks a lot, Emma. Check it out.
Like and subscribe for more Reddit content. Watch the next video at the top of your screen.